Hey, witches.
Hi, hello, and welcome back to a semi uh episode about Mistborn.
It's Mistborn adjacent.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the background stories. It's
It's,
like what happens behind the scenes.
yeah. So,
So I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, so the first little story that we're reading was actually, it's like one of those books that's like, all of these stories were published somewhere else, and then they put them into one book so people could purchase them. But
Yeah,
this first one was originally published as like a leaflet in a game to explain the background of the magic system for a board or not a board game, but like a
mobile game. I think it was.
no, it was like I thought it was like a almost like a Dungeons and Dragons type thing, but
Oh, okay.
like a role playing game. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Um,
Um. So this book is
but
called Arcanum Unbounded, the Cosmere collection.
yeah,
The thing about it is that it's going to contain stories about other locations. So the
hmm
universe is the Cosmere, and there's different planets, different all of that. Each one of the stories that happen within the Cosmere universe are related but not related. But and I the most so you and everything is so intertwined. Like I couldn't even listen to the most recent Brandon Sanderson book. Um, he just came out with one for a different area of the Cosmere, and I couldn't listen to any of it because there are spoilers for this book, for the Mistborn book, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So, hello, neighbor.
yeah,
So these you can read them, but be aware there are going to be spoilers. Like we can't even read the middle like novella because of
yeah.
that. So be
This one
careful.
though, the first one we're going to talk about can be. It says this story may be read before the original Mistborn trilogy, so like you could read this one and it doesn't really spoil anything. It just gives you a background of
Who the characters are, basically.
yeah, like Kelsier and the metals, the magic system.
Hmm.
Um, which I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to talk about this story the other day, and it's Kelsier and his like mentor, and his name is Gemmel, and I kept saying Gollum, and Brittany was like, "That is not the right like, it's not the right
Character.
story. Like you're in a different world, fantasy world."
Place entirely.
Yeah. And I was like, is it Gimmel or Jimmel? I'm sure Squilliam's going to be like, it's Jemima. Because like some of the ways that the names are pronounced in these books is just ridiculous. But
I think it's probably Gemmel.
yeah, I think so too. But I also thought that it was
If it's
Eland.
Gemmel, I will riot. Hell no.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But there's like other books where Gemma is a name, and that's
Mm,
weird. So,
mm-hmm.
but also, before we even start talking about the actual story, which I don't have a lot to say about this one because it was really short, there's a picture at the beginning. And this,
You see the picture before you actually start reading, so like you start questioning, like, who the fuck are these people? I thought this was ruin and preservation.
nope, nope, this is Kelsier, and this is Gemmel. But why does Kelsier look like Will Schuster in the face?
I thought so too.
Like, I can't remember what that guy's name actually. Matthew Morrison, is that his name?
Yeah, yeah.
Why does that look like him? I just needed to say that before we started talking because like look at that jawline.
Honestly though, I I saw that and I was really confused. I was like, who the fuck is that? And then when I figured out it was Kelsier, I went back and I was like,
No.
what is with his hair? Like, I don't
I'm
know what
guessing
it
it's supposed to
is.
look windswept because they've been like leaping, but
Yeah. It's,
it's giving heat miser.
I just, I'm, it's given anime. Like, the unnaturally, like,
Yeah.
whimsical, like, spikes in the hair.
Well, so is the fact that fucking Gimmel's cloak, mist cloak, is floating. Like, I never, when they were just standing still, imagined their mist cloak looking like that.
Well, it defies gravity because their hair is getting pushed back. And
Right, and the mist
his
cloak is pushed forward. The fuck?
yeah, see, it really does like when you here,
Yeah.
I
If we
can
continue, like, analyzing this illustration is just wild.
here you
Yeah,
go.
that's Will Schuster.
It
Will
really
Schuster.
is. It's insane.
Yes.
I don't know. That's not who I pictured him
Kelsey.
looking
No,
like.
not at all. Not at all.
But
Me
also
either.
that's like basically this is like that was taken as soon as he like left the pits sort of thing.
Yeah.
It was an immediate it's been basically 2 years from the beginning of Mistborn that this happens. Because
Yeah.
I think he was only a Mistborn for 2 years himself before he
I think so. I
changed
think that's
everything.
what he says.
But anyways,
Yeah. So I think I was overanalyzing this story because this is not supposed to be like a super informative story. It's just supposed to explain the magic system, really. But there was a part
I tell
where,
you what though, I feel like we would have clicked one and one together if we read this first.
oh yeah, I think reading this first would be super beneficial. But there's a part in here where, and I think I think because I read Mistborn first, and now I'm going back and reading this, I think I'm reading too much into it. Really, because I read Hero of Ages, because there's a part where Kelsier says the mists are seem afraid of Gimel somehow. They don't spin about him as they did other Alminters, and I was like, so he has a spike?
That's what I'm saying. Yes. Yes. He talks to himself all the time, but yes, of
Yeah.
course.
So like he has to have a spike, and later they reference he doing this, like he did this and this and this, and that's got to be ruined, right?
Well, and that's what I'm so on I read the Kindle. So on Kindle page 155, I just flung something. Um it says there was something where he basically said like that's how you were in the old days, like blah blah blah, like this is new. And so Kelsier goes, how do you know what I was like in the old days, Gemmel? Who are you? And it's like it's not who
Yeah.
are you, it's who is he influenced by. There's somebody telling him all kinds of things, and the fact that he speaks to himself in the midst of void him, he's definitely like
Yeah.
ruin is influencing him.
Because he also at some point goes, no, no, I like him. He almost never complains. And he's talking about Kelsier, and Kelsier's the only other one there. He's like,
Yeah,
the
and
other three complained all the time. So it's almost like Zane
yeah,
when, um,
he's
when,
trying to do the same thing with
yeah,
Vin that he did to Kelsier.
yeah,
And that's the thing though, because he's trying to influence Gemmel to influence Kelsier to essentially do Ruin's bidding.
yeah,
Murder, essentially.
yeah,
Because he's wanting to fake being a nobleman. He's wanting to talk his way through stuff. He doesn't want to kill. Like, it's not that he doesn't want to. It's something that he's just essentially made to do.
yeah.
So it's definitely Ruin influencing him. And that's probably how this is probably how Vin was influenced too. Not
Yeah.
necessarily like in the long scheme of things.
And so this whole story is a really fast, quick version of Kelsier's mentorship with Gemmel and Kelsier learning to be a Mistborn. And through that, we are learning about the magic system and the metals and what they do. Um, but I'm reading the mass market paperback version. So on page 164, um, they keep saying, um, they they've broken into a nobleman's house and they are releasing, like ska people basically. And Kelsier's like, what is this place? And she says he's searching for half breeds to test his new metals on. And I'm like, is he. At first I said, is he Gemmel? And then I was like, no, is he the Lord Ruler? But now I'm like, is he Ruin?
The one like torturing them,
Yeah. I know it's this noble, but like,
but like the nobleman. Yeah.
yeah.
I not that I don't think. Never mind. It probably. Well, I don't know. It could be. It
When
could
I was
be.
reading this, I kept like reading it as a new story, and then I was like, wait, wait, hold on. Like,
Let's
let me
take it
back up.
back. I so okay. I like the theory that it could be him being manipulated by Ruin to figure out homology or whatever kind of thing. I
Yeah.
like that. However, I feel like that is pretty much the case for everybody. And I think
Right.
he already knows how to do hemorrhagy because he essentially had the Lord Ruler to do all of the bidding, and like that's
Right. Well, and
he
like at
already
this
did that.
point, technically, Vin already has her spike
Yeah,
because
so like
she
he
hasn't
already
met Kelsier
knows.
yet, but she's already got her earring. So,
Yeah. So I think it's more he's a nobleman trying to do things that the Lord Ruler would find like helpful because he wants to be
yeah.
part of Luthadel society so bad.
Can we
Also,
help you,
his name's
sir?
not Gemmel, which is unfortunate. His name is Gemmel.
I knew it. I knew it was something stupid.
Yeah, it's Gemmel.
That's so dumb.
I was like, that's fucked up. Oh, by the way, his name's not Kelsier. It's Kelsier.
Fuck that. It's Kelsier.
The French inspired way. Kelsier.
Is that how they say it in the audiobook?
I don't think so. It says the French pronunciation is considered the in-world way, as author Brandon Sanderson has stated many times, as our names are French inspired. However, Sanderson himself says it the English way, Kelsier, and he's fine with fans using either pronunciation.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna continue saying Kelsier because Kelsier sounds stupid.
But that makes sense for Gemmel.
Yeah, it does. It's still dumb, and I don't like it. But, um, so I just was glancing at the postscript for the story, and it says this short piece was originally published in the Mistborn adventure game, pen and paper role playing game by Crafty Games. So Mistborn adventure game is the name of the game if anybody's interested.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Wait, it's like an app.
No, it says pen and paper role playing game.
Oh.
So I think it's like a kind of board game.
What is it called again?
Mistborn adventure game by Crafty Games.
Oh. I think it's one of those like books that you read and then you like pick your own.
Uh, Don't mind me, I'm just dying.
Hell, I honestly could be incorrect on that.
That's really all I had about the 11th Metal. It was just like a little taster story with a little bit of past about Kelsier
Yeah,
and
because I think
a
throughout the
lot of
entire
information you
Mistborn
already
series,
knew.
we don't really find out how he became skilled. We just
Yeah.
he goes to the pits, he gets his powers, he snaps.
Well, and that's what it
That's about it.
says. So it says, this is Brandon Sanderson writing this. It says, I knew I wanted to do a Kelsier story, and it made sense to do a backstory piece, digging into the time when he was training as a Mistborn, showing Gemmel, who, that sounds so dumb, who Kelsier mentioned in the main series was important, as it was part of the story of how Ruin manipulated Kelsier into doing what he did in the first volume of the trilogy. And then he says, at the same time, I also knew that this story would potentially be read by people who hadn't read the series. And so he did it to kind of explain the magic system and like act as an introduction to the world.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Well,
excuse me, my gosh.
it is definitely like a D&D game. So, because
Yeah,
you create your own
it says in
characters.
here that it's a piece of fiction that the game master could give to his players. So it's definitely like a D&D type
Yeah.
thing.
Well, okay. The last thing I had for the 11th metal, no. Yeah. It's just weird it's called 11th metal because
Yeah.
but anyways, the last thing I had for it was we actually learn a little bit about Doxin in a way. So he is obviously in this house. The nobleman surprises him and like starts fighting, and so this is essentially make it or break it moment for Kelsier, and this is how the person who Gemmel, if you will, basically is initiating him. This is how he's like teaching him his like fight or flight skills, and he is like backing away, determined not to make another mistake against his opponent. He'd been in street brawls before, but not very many. He tried to avoid them. Brawling had been an old habit of Doxin's.
Yeah.
And I was like, the cool, calm, collected, like refined Doxin was a brawler.
Yeah.
He didn't have any. Well, I guess that's probably why he was a brawler, because he didn't have any like wasn't a Mistborn by any means, but like
Yeah.
the fact that he's a
Because he's a
brawler,
smoker, right?
he's nothing. He doesn't have
Oh,
anything.
Ham is the smoker. That's right.
Ham's a thug. The smoker
darn it.
was clubs.
Clubs. That's right.
Was it clubs?
Yes, it is. Because he's the one that had like the bar or whatever or the clubhouse that.
Yeah, he was a craftsman, a
Yeah.
woodsman, like a wood craftsman.
Like his shop was like a front for their
Yeah.
crew.
But yeah, Doc didn't have anybody. He was
That's right.
he's essentially like says it in a way. Like he writes down the documents, he files everything. Like he's like
Yeah.
says it but different. So it's funny. It's funny to see I don't know, because like the entire book essentially just pictures him as somebody who probably grew up in nobleman society, even though he wasn't. He was a ska, and I don't know. He just seems more refined. He's like similar. I feel like he's similar to Breeze than he is to Ham,
Yeah, I would agree with that.
and he's a fucking street brawler. Like fucking you've seen Sherlock Holmes, right?
Like the TV show?
No, the movie with Jude Law and
No. It was no either way, but
That is a little fucked up. Okay. Wow. Okay, so that's a very good movie. The second one's just as good. Robert Downey Jr. is in it. How dare you? Um, but
I've seen
basically,
Enola Holmes.
oh, it's different.
I know it's
Um,
different, but
Robert Downey Jr. And do you watch, fuck, what's that show? Yellowstone?
hell no.
I don't either.
Absolutely
But
not.
Beth, the like one that hates being herself and is always drinking and fighting? No? Okay. I was
No.
gonna say she's actually British.
Not a
And
single idea.
okay, well, if you watch videos, just type in Beth Yellowstone, watch a video of her. That bitch right there plays in Sherlock Holmes, and like to see her act a different way was insane. But anyways, he does that. He street brawls. He's like a refined man, and then all of a sudden he like beats the shit out of like 8 people because he like stops times and thinks about it. It's a really good movie. You're about to be on Thanksgiving break. Fucking watch it.
Listen, I have tomorrow off unexpectedly. I have time.
Guess what you can do? Watch that and
There
then
you
watch a
go.
video of Beth Dutton. I
Okay.
think that's her name. I don't know. Anyways,
I'll just type Beth Yellowstone.
okay, that works. I feel like every single episode. I've never watched it to be honest, but I feel like every single episode, or at least every single scene I've ever seen Beth in, she's like beating the shit out of somebody or something, or using something to beat the shit out of somebody.
All right.
So she's probably your spirit animal. You just don't know yet. But anyways,
Okay. So that was the 11th medal. And the
the
next one
next one.
is a novella, and it's a lot longer, so we're going to do it in a couple of episodes.
And this one contains major spoilers for the original Mistborn trilogy and minor
Yeah.
spoilers for the Bands of Mourning.
Yeah, so if you haven't read Mistborn, which if you haven't, I don't know why you're listening to this episode anyway, but
Spoilers.
if you haven't, there will be huge spoilers. But the Bands of Mourning we haven't read yet either, but it's just minor spoilers, so it's okay.
It's Wax and Wayne book 3, so it's like
Okay.
spin-off later year kind of thing.
This one, I don't know. I didn't read the postscript yet because I haven't finished it of obviously, but
This is more of the background, like what happens.
well, so the vibe that I got from the little bit that I just read right now was that it's a trilogy of trilogies, right? It's the Mistborn series and then Wax and Wayne, or what is it? Wax and Wayne, and then Stormlight? Or no, that's different.
It's part of the Cosmere, but it's not part of the Mistborn.
So he pitched it as a trilogy of trilogies, and this, you know how fucking Nox and Amaris, whatever the fuck those books were called, had like the little novella at the end of every one of
Yeah.
them? That's what this is. It's the novella after the Mistborn trilogy.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. But it's in parts,
Yeah.
just like the other one. So this one is part 1, Empire, and we begin chapter 1 with Kelsier, staring
No.
down
We're not
the.
doing that. Stop trying to make Kelsey A happen. It's not happening.
It's so fetch, though. Um, so Kelsier is staring down the Lord Ruler in
Yes.
the face, trying to find a weakness, burning the 11th metal, all of that kind of stuff. So that's kind of where we start at the point in the Mistborn series.
Yes. And so we are with Kelsier, like, through his death, basically. Um, and when he dies, he goes to basically like this version of
Purgatory.
purgatory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and a god shows up and is talking to Kelsier. And I'm just dying at Kelsier's fucking reaction. So first of all, it's the most reasonable reaction. Like, it's like Mira when she saw Brennan come back to life. Like,
It's like you just got told that you're dead and you're moving on, and it's like, bitch, I am alive, like look at me, and then you just fucking deck the person.
he's like, oh hell, there's actually a god. And he says yes. And then Kelsier just punches him. And he's like, what the hell is wrong with you? You're real and you're letting this happen? And I'm just like, yes. Fucking reasonable reaction.
That is like the main argument I always have with somebody who's like, well, why aren't you follow God anymore? And it's like, something shitty really happened to me, and like people told me to fucking pray about it. And honestly, I feel like if there was a God, like this wouldn't have happened.
Right. So if
That would have happened.
this is a whole
wouldn't
debate we could fucking have with people. Like, I could argue till I'm blue in the face because if there's really an all powerful deity out there and he allows the shit that's happening right now to happen and he allows poverty to be rampant and all of this shit to happen, I'm not going to worship him because I'm pretty sure he's the devil. The devil. Pretty sure he's evil. But that's a whole other argument. And we're going to have somebody who's like super Christian, like a Christian witch that's listening to this, and she's going to be like, or they could be a man or a non-binary person. I don't know. But they're going to be like, oh my God, no, the God is not devil, the God is good, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to be like, okay, this is my opinion. And if the Christian God is real, he is evil.
Changing it. Well, and I actually know. Sorry, now that you said this, now I have to say it.
It's fine.
I actually like somebody who is Wiccan, who actually moved to South Carolina because her husband was in the military, and I came to visit. I found out she was Wiccan, and that like her grandma and her mom practice, and that's just like how they were. And she's got a social media platform. I mean, she's like a dog trainer, so she like shares videos, all of that on it. And she used to be I used to work with her at PetSmart back in Indiana and in college. And she started posting on like Snapchat or something about how there's so much evil in the world that she is actually turning towards God, that she's still a Wiccan, but she would be considered a Christian witch. And I was sitting there like confused.
I'm very confused.
I was like,
It's an
there's so much
interesting
evil in the
choice.
world. Like, I wouldn't turn towards God. I'd like probably turn away because like
That's me. That's exactly
so
me.
like if that's how you're gonna find peace, that's great, but
Yeah, good for you, I
it's not
guess.
me.
Yeah.
Not me.
No,
Like I
not
want
at
the
all.
death and destruction. Like bring me chaos magic at that point because like this shit is bullshit.
Um, Unrelated, but Has Been Hotel, the second season comes out very soon, doesn't it? Or it's already out?
It's already out. Will's
I
already
haven't watched
said,
it yet.
I how dare you not watch it yet? And I look at him like, don't say anything to me.
Well, Brittany and I are going to watch the second season together because I watched the first season without her and then had to rewatch it with her. So we're going to watch the second season together, which we'll probably do this weekend, honestly. I'm not going to lie.
I fucking
Um,
force Will to watch a lot of things or do a lot of things. And the one thing he told me that he wanted me to do was read these books, and I was like, okay, fine. But they were good. Like,
they
those
are good. They're really good. Like, I for sure want to read more Brandon
And he
Sanderson. So.
liked Has Been Hotel, so I'm like, and he actually reminded me, he goes, I'm surprised you haven't watched Has Been Hotel. And I looked at him and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot that existed. I hadn't seen
I
it in
did
so
not.
long.
I
And he
did
was
not.
like, well, all of it's out. I'm surprised you haven't watched it yet. And I was like, bitch, I'm trying to watch The Great, okay? Like, I watched season 1 and now I haven't returned to it. So, like,
Yeah, and I need to finish. I need to watch the newest season of Witcher too, even though I'm mad. I still need to watch it.
then I'll just add that to my TBR list, you know? To be done. To be done. To be done list.
Yeah.
And my to be R list are growing forever long. But
Anyway, back to this. Um, so Kelsier nicknames God Fuzz. Cause why not?
I figured I found out his name. It's Pol- Polarisian. Because Ruin's name is AT because of
Mm-hmm.
Adium. AT. Sorry.
Well, in this, so far, his name is Fuzz. And on page 207, Fuzz, because at this point we don't even know, well, I mean, we figure out very quickly who Fuzz is, but Fuzz says
Laris.
Laris,
Laris. Laricium. That's okay, so Laris is the name. Laricium is
the metal, and that's the one that gives Mistborn powers or
yes.
Allomantic powers.
Yes.
Um.
So we also kind of learn about
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Oh wait, where are you at? Sorry.
199 in my book.
No, that's probably before where I'm at. Go ahead.
Um so Kelsier essentially like is kind of getting his bearings in the spirit world, if you will.
Yeah.
Um and he tried to follow the Lord Ruler in the like so he could see what's happening in the real world, but he's like it's like a ghost. Um so he tried to follow, but he stumbled over something at his feet. A misty form slumped on the ground, pierced by a spear. It was Kelsier's own corpse. So this is the world that Vin was in,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, that makes sense. Like when she took preservation's power.
Yeah, like the in between.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she like took preservation's power that like sent her to the spirit realm, basically, or
Maybe.
what. But like to me, this kind of gives
Yeah.
like when she was in the spirit world,
That would make sense because she does leave her body. Like,
her body is gone.
yeah, her body's gone. She's not in her body anymore. So,
Which really, like, that part right there kind of confuses me. But, like, I guess if you're going to become omnipotent, then, like, that's probably.
and like her body comes back, right? Like, because Sazed has it to like lay out and to heal.
Yeah, says it takes it. There.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Heal. As if she died.
Well, yeah.
Well, she technically had to die to collide the powers with both of them.
Yeah.
That
But he
Caesar
heals
took.
her body. He couldn't heal her, like bring her soul back to her body, but he did heal her body. Um, but we learned that Fuzz, who is preservation, spoiler, um,
Hold up. If Elend was in the spirit world just like Kelsier was in, and it only took then 0.5 seconds to be like, now I'm gonna kill you, and I don't care because if I'm die because Ellen's not here. Wouldn't they have fucking seen each other? Wouldn't Ellen have been able to see her right then and there if she's in the spirit world?
oh well, yeah. So she couldn't have been then, right?
Fuck, I don't know.
I think she was in the mists. Like she was the mist. Like I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Miss, we're gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking know. But Fuzz
All right.
is
Sorry.
preservation, and we learn that Fuzz kind of has a bit of a hard on for the Lord Ruler. Like,
Yeah.
like he's a little bit obsessed. He's like, he's delightful, he's spectacular to watch, and now he's preserved. I'm glad you didn't find a way to destroy him. Um,
This is really cool though because he knows the Lord
yeah,
Ruler before everything. So it's like,
yeah.
what do you know that I don't know?
And he's like, he says he's a brilliant specimen, so unique. I don't agree with what he does, but one can empathize with the lamb while admiring the lion. Um, and Kelsier's like, why don't you stop him if you disagree with him? And he says, now, that would be hasty. What would removing him accomplish? It would just raise another leader who is more transient and cause chaos and even more deaths than the Lord Ruler has caused. Better to have stability. Yes, a constant leader. Okay, I feel like that's what people are saying now in America. And I feel like that's what people said in the 40s in Germany. And like, you know what I mean? Like, it's better to have a leader than nothing, than anarchy. No, it's not. I'd rather have the purge almost every night than this bullshit. That's basically what we're living in now. But the purge is only there for rich white people. Anyway.
Thank God.
Fuck you, Fuzz, is what I had to say about that. And technically we don't know yet for sure. There's not confirmation that this is preservation. But it is clear that it is one of the... Are there 16 of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of the 16. And we find out here that it's not ruin, and since we don't know any of the other ones yet, I assumed that it was preservation.
I feel like because we got to know Ruin on such a different level in the like previous books, and this is going on behind the scenes, I feel like that just immediately made me think, oh, that's preservation.
Yeah. Well, and there is a part where like when their god is talking about the Lord Ruler, he's like, he was preserved, and it's a capital P, and I was like, okay, so this is preservation.
Yeah.
But Kelsier, being Kelsier and always scheming, is like, how do I come back to life? Like, how do I come back to life? And he's like, you can't. And he's like, okay, so how do I take the Lord Ruler's power? Like, how do I take the power instead of letting this evil
like, let
thing
me
take
it. I promise I'll do great with it.
Yeah, and he's
They're
like
talking about the well, basically.
Yeah. And he's like manipulating preservation into telling him how to stay instead of going on to the beyond, how to stay here.
Well, and he's also like, it's like Kelsier's charisma. It's like because he's constantly telling them like, well, that's not a good attitude. How will we ever get anything done if you talk like that?
Yeah.
And cool, like that, you're going to be a part of the crew. Like, let's form a group, and then
yeah, he's creating a purgatory crew. Like,
yeah.
What?
So it's like, I think his charisma is just like, I'm gonna talk to you like this because this is what I want and this is how I'm gonna get it.
Yeah. And ultimately, he gets enough information out of preservation to figure out where the Well of Ascension is. And he goes there, and preservation tells him, if you touch the power, you're a part of the power, so you're going to be stuck there. So Kelsier goes there, touches the well, and ultimately imprisons himself in purgatory.
I was confused by that because I felt like if he was being preserved, like, I don't know, I felt like there was a way for him to escape without, like, being trapped like the Lord.
Was that Lily?
Yeah. Are you running out? Well, that's what happens when you get trapped in here. I told you. So I don't know. I think it doesn't make any sense that he touches the well's power when it was really supposed to like trap Ruin. Like, what makes Kelsier any different?
So I think that that's what it is, right? Like now, since it was Kelsier's like spirit or essence instead of like his body, now he is trapped he's a part of the power now.
Mm.
So like he can't he's part of what's keeping Ruin trapped.
Oh.
But like he
Okay.
can't leave the well. Like so he can walk around in the well and he can go about like 2 to 3 feet away from the well, but that's it. He's stuck there now.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Okay.
And that's the end of chapter 1 of part 1. Part 1, chapter 1. Um and then in chapter 2, I only wrote one thing about chapter 2 because it's not a super long chapter and most of it is just us seeing the Lord Ruler come to the in between.
Yeah, that was funny though, because
Yeah.
he just assumed he's like, oh, I killed you twice.
Yeah.
Actually. Well, yes, I see how incompetent you are.
Yeah. And then the Lord Ruler just goes on. He
Yeah,
goes
like
to the
he's just
beyond.
like, all right, I gave 1,000
Bye.
years of my life, I'm ready.
Yeah. Um,
And
but I
Kelsey's
thought
like,
that
what
that
the
was
fuck? Where'd he go?
yeah. But I also thought that that was really not poetic, but like important because Kelsier knows that they did kill the Lord Ruler, which was like his entire fucking goal.
Yeah, and the fact that his goal was met, he like
Yeah.
finds a whole new
Yeah.
oomph.
Yeah. He does learn in part 2 that maybe his goal was not actually super helpful. I mean,
Because
we
he's
know
seeing the like
ultimately it
grand
was, but
scheme of everything.
yeah.
He's like,
Um
all right, well, chapter 1, because we're talking about it already.
yeah, so yeah, part 2 of the book is called Well, and then chapter 1, yeah.
So it's
Kelsier's
basically
bored as
talking
fuck.
about his time in the well.
Yeah. And he's bored.
Yeah. Which,
Because he's there alone. Like him trapping himself there was wild. That's a wild choice for someone like Kelsier who constantly surrounds himself with people
and
and like
things
likes
to
to
do.
plan and do, and so he can't do anything except just sit there and think.
Yeah. And yeah, and he can't even like grab a piece of paper. He can't write on anything because it's just his spirit that's
Yeah.
stuck there. So he can see things, but not. And it's like he feels the well like thrumming with power and like the beats that were setting it out. Um, he was writing those, and he doesn't necessarily see um Fuzz anymore.
Yeah.
And when he does see him, he's like talking in tongues essentially. He's just got dementia. He's losing himself. Um, but he meets somebody
Yeah.
called the Drifter.
Yes, he does.
And you know what? I thought this newcomer, the Drifter, was Ruin.
I couldn't figure out who it was. I was really confused.
I had to ask
I
Will.
did say, is that Ruin? I was like, is it Ruin? I guess that would make sense. Um, because he's like the balance to preservation. But it's not. It's clearly not.
Yeah, I had to I asked Will about him. So
Yeah.
he is legitimately a drifter. I don't he told me his name, and it's literally a weird ass name. It makes me think Hoggle from like the Labyrinth. Hodel? I think maybe it's Hodel. I don't know, but
We've already been
it's
through this
somebody from a different
conversation.
planet. This person is like it's the same person in every single
Oh,
Cosmere
okay.
book.
Okay, that got you.
So
I
like
can't think of an example of a character like that, but I know what you mean. Like,
yeah, it's like the
um,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
um,
But I thought it was Ruin. I was like, oh, maybe this is Ruin.
I did too. I wrote that
But
down. I
like,
was like, is it Ruin?
but then I was like, no, he's probably from a different planet because
Yeah,
like I
because
know
then
that there's other planets in this world, so
yeah, well, and then Kelsier, like, I don't know. He's first of all, the Drifter's fucking weird. He's like, let's have an insult battle, and
the fact that he's riding the corpse too, like is as a boat, and
yeah,
he
it's like, what
calls
the
it
fuck is going
Spanky.
on?
He
But then
he fucking calls it Spanky. Like, damn.
Kelsier like goes to this really like in-depth plan of how, or like tells him in depth how he's gonna kill him. Um, and then the Drifter's like, you need help. I know a guy, tall, bald, wears lots of earrings. Have a chat. And I was like, is he talking about Sazed? Like,
See,
yes.
and this is the thing that like I was really confused about the Drifter. I was like, okay, so this Drifter must be from like the terrorist place, but like he's riding a corpse and the corpses can talk and he's like going in and out of the spirit realm. I was
Yeah.
like, so that's weird.
Yeah, because
But
that's what he does. He like jumps into the light and
leaves.
goes into the real world. Like,
But that's something too where I was like maybe he is able to like go not necessarily go through time, but like maybe he's able to like jump timelines in a way.
maybe,
And he knows Sazed is like the Almighty now.
right? I don't know. Wild. The whole thing is just crazy. I don't like.
It's like some seriously good drugs was he had to be on.
But then Fuzz says something about like, I thought that when he rejected the rest of us, he would stop interfering. I should know better than to trust an implication from him. Half the time, you can't trust his outright promises. And Kelsier's like, who is he? And he's like, he's an old friend. And know before you ask. You can't do as he did in transition between realms. um, but like he, he never says who it is. But I'm like, is he one of the 16?
That makes sense.
Like, I don't know. I'm confused as fuck about who he even was. But then, um, on page 235 in my book, um, it says his name, Cephandrius. Um, and I'm
Is this in
like,
chapter 2?
yeah, I think. No,
What page?
chapter 1. I'm on page 235. It is right before chapter 2, like
Yeah.
the page before. And it says, I see, Fuzz said softly. He dared that, did he? Dangerous, with ruin straining against his bonds. But if anyone were going to try something so foolhardy, it would be Cephandrius. Or starts with a C. Anyway, I was like,
It's
who the
probably
fuck?
Cephandrius or whatever.
But knowing that, like, ruin and preservation have actual names, I'm like, is Cephandrius
Hoyd.
one of the 16?
His name is Hoyd. Hoid.
Are you talking about Labyrinth again?
No.
Oh, well, who is Hoyd?
Cephandrius.
Oh,
That's his last name. Or something like that. I don't know.
oh, okay. I don't know. I was really confused about who he was and honestly what his point in the story was. I'm sure like we'll find out at some point. Maybe that's part of the Bands of Mourning or something like that. I don't know. But I was really
Kind of
confused.
giving Rezan vibes. I'm like looking to figure out what his name was, and I see him, and I'm like, okay. He's got like a little flute that he's playing.
All right.
Hmm.
So yeah, chapter 2. Chapter 2 is pretty short. Like, it's only like 2 pages. And it's basically kind of just Kelsier, like, wallowing
Yeah.
in his misery. Um, but he is also, like, he can feel the pulse of the well and he's able to follow it to see where it's going. And he sees, like, glimpses of the living world. And he sees Ruin attacking Elend, but pretending to be preservation. And he says it hadn't actually wanted to hurt Elend, it just wanted Vin to see him trying. And Kelsey's like, why? And I'm like, we know why, but like, imagine having read this first and being like, yeah, why? Or like tandem reading this along with Hero of Ages and being like, or not Hero, Well of Ascension, and being like, yeah, why is he doing that? Like, why does he want Vin to see him?
See, I questioned that too, and then I was like, it might be because like it'll not that she's something like human, but maybe send her into like a blood frenzy.
Uh-huh. Maybe.
I mean, losing him at the end of the book literally was like, all right, now I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like,
yeah. Well, I think like now
and with like
knowing,
Set, like when she went and destroyed the tower, like Set's soldiers.
I think now knowing what I know, I'm like, oh, he was trying to make her distrust preservation and like, but still crazy. And that's really all that happens in chapter 2.
Yeah. Apparently he's actually like Hoyd or Saphandrius or whatever at the time that this is happening, where he's like, oh, I don't understand why that would be, like, why he would want that. Hoyd is actually in Well of Ascension. Like, he's mentioned. Not as Hoyd, but he's like, Vin and him have like, remember, we actually commented on this, which is so funny. We had, the person in this book, or in this thing, believes that Slow Swift is is Hoyd in Hero of Ages, because he bears a striking resemblance to a storyteller, which this person took as Hoyd. But Hoyd appears in the same chapter, but Vin doesn't actually meet him. Something he does spooks her. She's just too darn observant for her own good. So she noticed something and was like, that's okay, that
I do remember commenting on that, but we never found out what it was. Like, we were like, what?
Yeah. Because they're trying to figure out, like, where is he? Like, is he here? Oh. Brandon Sanderson's answering this bullshit. I fucking love it. All right. I'll kind of read into this real quick and then I'll give you an update.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna move on to chapter 3. I literally, the first comment that I made was LOL. Because Kelsier is like trying to figure out what the Well of the Well of Ascension is, and he's like, this is a plug, it's your power, and it is like it's a plug keeping Ruin into his like prison. And Preservation's like, no, you're fucking stupid. And he's like, how do you stop? So basically, Fuzz, or Preservation, is in 2 places at once. He is with Vin, trying to stop her from from taking the power and releasing it, essentially setting Ruin free. And he's also with Kelsier, talking to him at the well. And Vin and Elend walk in, and obviously Kelsier can see them because he's there, but not there. So they can't see him. But Elend is there. And he's like, ugh. But it says, Kelsier folded his arms, watching Venture kneel beside the pool. And then he says, if he touches it, I'm going to slap him. Like, it's just, that's peak Kelsier. So I literally just wrote LOL. But he, is like trying to convince Preservation to talk to Vin and tell her what she needs to do. And he's like, I can't. She doesn't trust me anyway. He's like, I've tried to do this. And Kelsier, we find out it was Kelsier who basically used Preservation's arm to kill Elend.
Yeah. Slash him in the stomach.
Yeah, or attempt to kill him. So Vin would use the power from the well to save him instead of giving it up. But he grossly underestimated Vin's, like, self-sacrificing nature and her selflessness. Obviously, we already know that because she released the power and released Ruin. But I just said, I already knew it was coming. I already knew what was going to happen. And I was still like, fuck. And also, oh no, I did read that. I just didn't write anything out of it. And that's the end of chapter 3, is that Kelsier sees Ruin convincing Vin to release the power. And he watches Ruin become free, and then it's chapter 4. Which
it's
I
really
literally
cool to see, like, the backside of this, though.
It is. This is so interesting reading, like, Kelsier, what was happening to Kelsier this whole time. Because I remember the whole time we were like, Kelsier's coming back, Kelsier's coming back, Kelsier's coming back.
Kelsier's not dead.
Yeah. Clearly, he's dead-ish. Like, but he has been here this whole time, still affecting the story. We just didn't know it. Chapter 4 is the end of part 2, and it's literally like a page long. And so now that the power has been released, the light is gone, and so is Kelsier's prison. He can leave that room. But he also, because he was a part of Preservation's power, it expanded his soul, which lets him linger in this in-between world. Even though now he's not really sure that that's what he wants. He's like, and he is like looking around like, what the fuck are we gonna do? And then all of a sudden Preservation's like, I can preserve him. And Kelsier's like, what? And then we see Vin give Elend the medal, and Elend heal and become Mistborn. And we also learn, so Kelsier's like, so Ruin's free. He escaped. And Preservation says, yes, fortunately, before I died, I put a plan into motion. I can't remember it, but I'm certain that it was brilliant. And, like, we know now what that plan was because Vin figures it out. But at this point, like, Preservation doesn't even remember it. So it's kind of interesting, too, to see basically the decay of Preservation through
Mm-hmm.
this. Because, like, throughout this, we didn't really talk about it, but, like, some of the times when Preservation shows up to Kelsier, like, half of his face is missing. Like,
Yeah, like we see that like he's slowly losing himself.
yeah. Um, and then they start to almost, like, become friends, him and Preservation, Kelsier Preservation, because they're, like, joking with each other. Um, he's like, this is where you joke that you weren't certain which one was more dangerous to release, me or the other one, meaning Ruin. And Fuzz is like, no, I know which one is more dangerous, but I can't say which is more annoying. And Kelsier's like, we'll make a solid crew member out of you yet, Fuzz. For now, I want to get the hell out of this room. And then that's the end of part 2, which is where we're stopping for tonight.
I think I'm curious. You know how like Kelsier people said that they saw Kelsier, they swear they saw him,
Yeah.
and we were like, no, that's got to be ruined because of what happened with
Yeah.
Spook. I truly wonder now if he actually did like reveal himself because he is
Maybe.
preserved.
Yeah. He could have, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. So Hoyd was in fact in well of a actually he was in all of the books.
Oh, well.
At different times. So he was an informant dressed as a beggar and went to go meet Kelsier. Kelsier has no idea who the fuck he is. But
Okay.
that's who he is. Um he is also in Well of Ascension. He after he leaves the well, like leaves the way that Kelsier wants to leave, he was going to Terrace in search of Furukami, or chemistry. But he ends up helping the Terrace refugees instead. In Hero of Ages, he is still an informant, but in Fadric City. Vin is supposed to go meet him after meeting Slow Swift, but she's supposed to meet a beggar who hums to herself, and something about him just made her feel uncomfortable. She left. She did
Oh,
not go
yep.
see that informant. And I was
I
like,
remember that.
yeah. And then he is in every single era 2 of Mistborn. That's what they call it, era 2, because it's an era later. But
Okay.
but yeah. So he was in
All
pretty much
right.
all of them. He's also in a
Look at
lot of
that.
other books on other places, and I got some spoilers for other
Oops.
books. And I was like, okay, I gotta stop.
Back.
But I do know that he has been in all 3 books. So.
Okay. All right, then. Well,
That
we'll
is
do it. Two more episodes for this. Well, next time we'll do parts 3 and 4, and then
probably part 5. We'll see.
5 and 6. Yeah.
6 is pretty long.
Yeah.
So,
We'll see.
okay. But until next time.
Bye.